Hi guys, good morning. So it's just going to be a short vlog for us today. So it's like an update kind of a thing. And as you guys can see, I'm back in my home in the province, and I've actually alluded into coming here a few vlogs ago. And the main reason why it's important that I am going to be here at this time is because it's election season here in the Philippines. So elections was yesterday, a Monday, and today is a Tuesday, and unfortunately I have to leave later this afternoon. I arrived here last Saturday, so it's a very short visit here, which is not my usual because I actually love to stay here a little bit longer. I actually wanted to vlog also as soon as I arrived, but unfortunately it wasn't possible to do so because a lot of things happen, especially with my dogs. So first things first, my Pharaoh Hound mix, Tanner, my big dog, I had to bring him to the vet because he needed his booster shot. So it was his yearly rabies shot and his yearly parvo shots. And also it was good timing that I was going to be bringing him to the vet because one of my senior dogs, Gus, my adopted Jack Russell Terrier, was exhibiting very worrying cough symptoms when we arrived, and it was very loud to the point that when he starts coughing at dawn, it actually wakes us up. So it's actually very weird because we did notice that he has been coughing as early as December of 2024, and we actually did send him to the vet. He was treated, things like that, and his cough actually subsided. But unfortunately, it kind of worsened, which was quite a surprise because we thought he was doing okay. And as soon as we brought him to the vet, the vet, even if he hasn't run any lab works yet, he suspected that my dog has acquired heartworm. And if you are a pet owner or a pet lover, you know what happens when a dog acquires heartworm. So at this point, even if we don't have diagnosis yet, because he has to go back next week for to do lab works, blood tests, things like that, because he just got medications last Sunday. We just need to observe him. That's one thing that was very sad about this trip, because I was not expecting news like that, and I was also not expecting Gus to acquire that because he's 13 years old, and we also do give him a lot of maintenance and medicines that will actually prevent him from having this. But sometimes things just happen, they slip through the cracks, and we all know that heartworm is acquired from mosquito bites. So I just find it so unfortunate. He's actually here with me right now, but I think he's hiding under one of the cabinets, and his coughing has subsided. So we actually did plan of limiting his physical movement, because we've noticed that if he starts running or if he starts walking or if he gets excited, he starts coughing, and it takes a while for him to calm down. But my partner and I were talking, and we said Gus has been a very active dog, even despite his advancement in years. Trust me, he just starts barking around for no reason, and he starts chasing after birds, cats, or he plays with his siblings. I just told him let's not restrict him, because he's always been a very free dog, and let's just let him enjoy his life the way he wants it to be, and all we have to do is to monitor him. And one thing that I've also started doing with my with Gus is that I started nebulizing him, just to help him breathe a little bit easier. So if there's any mucus that's accumulating in his esophagus or anywhere, it just kind of makes him relax a bit. And I'm so glad that he kind of adapts well with the nebulizer, and he stays put. And I think he has realized that it kind of helps. And we also see that after we nebulize him, he also relaxes a little bit, and he is able to sleep fitfully. So we're very glad about that. But at this point, not unless we get the right diagnosis, we're just going to ensure that he is safe, he is well, he's well fed, he's taken care of, and once we get the diagnosis of what is wrong with him, that's when we'll start thinking about palliative care for him. So yeah, but enough about the sad things, and I actually just want to share with you guys some of the makeup stuff that I recently purchased. Well, makeup stuff from Lisa Eldridge and brushes that I ordered from Fude Beauty. And I'm actually so glad that this order from Lisa has arrived, because I have been waiting for this for I think a month. And I actually also talked about this in a a vlog, and I believe when I was here as well. So let's open this together. Now I really want to do this right now, because by the time I get home I don't think I would have time to do this. Okay, these are the things that I got from Lisa, and the first thing that I'm going to show you guys is her foundation. Let me just remove the sticker here from the back. Okay, and we have the foundation here. So this is foundation number 17. So the foundation that I got from her was number 16, and I just think that number 16 is a little bit too light for me, especially when I started coming here into my home in the province, because I get so much sun exposure here, and my skin is a little bit deeper, and the undertones are a little bit different. And although I have olive undertones, you can still see the warm tones coming out. And I think number 17 will work for me, because number 17 was the first shade that I actually tried from her. So I actually want to try this out again, and for sure we'll be doing that in a future video. Okay, so the main reason why I placed an order at Lisa Eldridge was because her Rouge Experience lipstick in the color Bohemian Cherry. Look at that. I don't think you can see it clearly with how dim it is here in the pergola, but I have actually been very excited for this lipstick. When the Rouge Experience lipstick shades were presented to us, I actually wanted to actually purchase this, and I'm so glad that it's finally available for us, especially for those who love these types of lipstick colors. And because I'm someone who has olive skin tone, or if I'm working with people who have very nice olive undertones, the berry tones of this will just really work in ensuring that my skin color would pop against it. Now the other things that I got here are her Sculpt and Shade lip pencils. So this is in 3C and 3N, and the reason why I got this is because I got the Rouge Experience Bohemian Cherry refill shade. So this is how the colors look like. So I actually want to try out which one works perfectly with this. Okay, so let me see if she gave me anything else, because usually they would give a sachet of her cleansing balm, but we don't have that for this order. Okay, now the other order that I got are these brushes from Fude Beauty, and I actually have one brush here from Hakuhodo, and I have two brushes here from Tanseido. Now the Tanseido brushes here, I forgot the name of this, but I'm gonna flash it here on the screen. So obviously these are eyeliners. So what's so special about these eyeliners is that the brush heads here are actually made of weasel hairs. So as I've said before, weasel bristles are my most favorite bristle types, and I can use them with a variety of formulations. And I also think that weasel hair for eyeliners might be more effective than synthetic fibers, because what I noticed with synthetic fibers, especially for eyeliner brushes, is that they kind of lose their shape, and when it's loaded with product it becomes a little bit difficult to maneuver, because the brush head is very heavy, and the brush head also gets deformed. So I am hoping I am not gonna get that with these two eyeliner brushes, and with initial feel alone I can feel that the core strength of these two brushes are actually very good, and we have a very nice tip here. So I got them in a blue handle and a red handle, just so that I have a visual cue of which color I'm actually using it with. Okay, all right, and the final brush that I got from Fude Beauty is this Hakuhodo S146. Look at that. We have the black handle here, very common, but we have the gold plated ferrule here, which is actually double crimp. So the brush head here is made of blue squirrel. Now I've actually been eyeing this brush for quite a while, and this is actually the baby sister of the S142, I think. Now, as I've said, I've been eyeing this for a while, and I actually wanted to get it in the vermilion colored handle. And like, you know, every time I go to Japan, I visit a Hakuhodo store, and I always ask them if the S146 here is available in their vermilion handles, but unfortunately they have been out of stock for quite a while. And I initially thought of just, you know, waiting, but I have not seen the S146 in vermilion handles got restocked in the last, like, you know, 2 years. And I said to myself, like, you know, since I saw this on the Fude Beauty website and it's available and it's on the black, like, you know, handle series, I might as well just get it, because I'm just so scared that the S146 might be difficult to source, because after all, we all know that some of the bristle types in the market right now are very difficult to come by. So that's why I decided to get this. The brush head is actually very, very soft. Nice snap back into position here. It feels very nice and very silky, and it has some strength in the belly of this, and I can actually feel, you know, it exerts a certain amount of pressure into my eyelid. But then again, as I've said before in previous vlogs, if you have a blue squirrel brush head, you have to ensure that you actually are very decisive on the way that you apply eyeshadow, because as soon as the brush head lands in your eyes, like, you know, especially in a particular area, that's where you get the initial impact of color, and you might have a little bit of some difficulty of blending it out. So you have to be very intent with your application, especially if you're using blue squirrel makeup brush. Okay, all right. And also, one thing, by the way, if you watched my vlog about me packing and getting ready for a work trip, I showed you guys there that I bought a small LED light. I actually did place another order for that, which is this one, and I'm so glad that it came with a clip now. Now I actually wanted to use it for this video, but I have noticed that as soon as I turn the light on and I place it here, I think because the wattage of this light is actually very low, like, you know, I can see it dancing on my skin here, and I don't want that. So let me just shift to another light here. How about this one? This one is just a little bit too cool. I don't like it, but it's actually so much better than, like, you know, the daylight option here. See, I can see it dancing. So I don't know if it translates like, you know, into the monitor or into the screen that you're watching, but I'm just saying to myself that I think I should only use this when I am working, and it might not be possible to use this when I'm vlogging. Not unless if I want to use, like, you know, the cool light, but I don't want to use cool light because, like, you know, it's not good for the skin. Yeah, but anyway, so that's just me, but it gives ample light, I do have to say. And the battery here, I have to buy, like, you know, rechargeable battery, so that if ever it runs out, I can just, like, you know, charge it and then use it as needed. Okay, yeah, so those are the things that I got recently, and they actually arrived just before, like, you know, I was about to come here, so it's just, like, you know, good timing. And at this point of the video, I'm not sure yet when I'll be coming here, but for sure in June I'll be back here. But we just need to sort out and plan out properly our move, especially in our home in the cities. I keep on saying it that, you know, we have to plan properly, like, you know, but my partner and I, we've already planned things, but the only thing that is like, you know, hindering us from moving forward with our move is that, like, you know, when you're moving into our, like, you know, condominium, I just realized that recently that there's so much paperwork going on, and it takes so much time for things to move forward, and we're just, like, you know, taking it one day at a time, and we're just, like, you know, talking to each other and just, like, you know, assuring each other that we don't have to stress, like, you know, ourselves out. Like, you know, we just have to roll with the punches, because if we, like, you know, get stressed, and if we just, you know, look at all the negativity and the uncertainty of things, we might start fighting, and we don't want that. Okay, yeah, so that's it. What else? It's summer here in the Philippines right now, and I'm so glad that, like, the flowers here in our home have bloomed, and they just add a very nice, um, sunny disposition into, like, our minds and into our lives, and I'm really, really grateful for that. Okay, yeah, so that's it for me today. So if you guys have any more questions, please let me know down in the comments box. And if you're watching this, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. I, again, as I've said in previous vlogs, I never thought that I would last this long in YouTube, and I'm so glad that you guys are here with me in this journey. Okay, yeah, so that's it for me today. I'm gonna let you guys go now because I have to leave in an hour. All right, so thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope that you're having a good day wherever you are. Bye.